talking about church motion graphics. Let's get right into it. The first question is, what are motion graphics? Right? What are motion graphics? Because a lot of the times, we always get asked, not always, but we get asked a lot for different things, and graphics are one of them. And really, if you don't know what a graphic is, graphic, title screens, but motion graphics are, instead of a still image, it's movements. The graphic is moving. There's movement within the graphics. It's like animated. The visuals are animated, and there's movement within the graphic. And I have here, just to show you guys an example of what that looks like. I pulled up our Instagram, and this reel specifically speaks about graphics, and those motion graphics are just graphics that are being movement. There's visuals that are being dynamic, and those display an image, right? They display an image. But let's go back to that a little bit later. So motion graphics are animated or moving visual designs that are used to enhance your church experience. These graphics really enhance the overall visual experience for your church, right? And so mainly we use motion graphics for our lyrics. We use motion graphics so that way, as our congregation and our audience is worshiping with us, they're reading off the screen, either if it's an LED screen, a projector, an LED wall. They're reading those lyrics on that display, and behind those lyrics are moving graphics. Now, some churches do it differently. Sometimes they have no graphics at all. Sometimes they have still images, right? And whatever works for your church is fine. But we'll learn today the importance of motion graphics because they enhance the overall experience. Make sense? They enhance the overall design experience. And you may say, well, what is the importance of this, right? Why do we need this? And really, the reason why is really just to edify and give God his best. And so at the end of the day, although this is not a necessity in the church or in the body, but for us here at Church Launch, we're all about helping grow your media and your production. And so if you want to give God your very best with media and with production, this is one way to do that, and that's through motion graphics. All right. So motion graphics include background loops, right? Background loops, and I'll show you an example of that later. Background loops for your worship. They're good for your countdown timers. If you guys have countdown timers, they display that motion background, right? As the timer is going from 5 minutes to 3 to 2 to 1. So here is welcome to church, right? Visual atmospheres during the sermon, right? You ever seen that displayed in other churches? If you don't have that in your church, but other churches have that visual display, especially during the announcements, right? The announcements during the break, the intermission, the welcome. You have all of these intermission in different parts of the sermon, of the service, and it'll display that visual display on the screen. And this is great for cuts. This is great for transitions. This is great. Just bring animation to your screen, because if you just have one still image on your screen, although it looks visually appealing for a moment, but it soon gets boring or gets played out after a certain amount of time. And so having motion graphics, you always want to keep that eye, our human eye, to be moving, keep that human eye to be focused on one thing, and motion graphics help with that. All right. Moments of prayer, or like I said here, transitions, right? These are the main aspects and the main points where we would see these motion graphics be in play. Lastly, thematic visuals for holidays, events, and sermon series. At Harvest, at our church, we have sermon series, and our sermon series every single month is changed and is updated to fit the overall theme. And so that theme includes motion graphics. So those motion graphics are being displayed. Those motion graphics help with the overall theme, right? And I have here, these aren't just flashy visuals. Motion graphics aren't just flashy visuals. They help eliminate distractions. And that's a big thing, because a lot of times we don't want to create a distracting service. In production and media, that's why the number one rule, if you're working on the tech and media team, number one is make sure you're prayed up, right? Make sure you have a relationship with the Lord. But number two, making sure you wear, whenever you're serving, making sure you wear all black. So that way you're not a distraction. So those motion graphics, we want to be able to select certain motion graphics and visuals that are not distracting to our audience. We can have bright colors, we can have flashy screens, we can have a moment of high intensity, but not throughout the entire service is meant for that high intensity moment. You want backgrounds that'll be distraction free, right? And it creates a focus. It says here, it creates a focus and worshipful environment. So that way the audience is not distracted by just a flashy screen, but that they're drawn into the lyrics. They're drawn into the worship experience. They're drawn into the presence of God, most importantly, right? And so all of that helps. There's times where, especially me, within my own story and testimony in life, I grew up in that Pentecostal church. And so I grew up with the still images. I grew up where presentation wasn't at a 10, and that was okay. You know what I mean? That was okay. The spirit of God still moved. But if you are wanting to elevate as a media production, as a creative director, our goal and job is to help elevate the overall production at our church. And so if you want to do that, motion graphics are the way to go. Any questions now? Any questions? Any questions? Any questions? Anyone good there as to what motion graphics are? Right? We'll keep going. And if I see a question, then I'll pop back to that. Let's go to the second question. How do you use them in your church? Right? We have, what is motion graphics? Now, how do you use them? Right? Motion graphics are more commonly run through a presentation software like ProPresenter, but they also work in different softwares that the majority of churches use. And so you could easily do a screen share from your Mac. If you have a Mac or a PC, you could connect the monitor, have a separate display from your PC and display it that way. But one thing I would really recommend is using a software to project multiple things seamlessly to a screen or to an LED wall or to a projector. And we recommend ProPresenter, right? Anyone here uses ProPresenter? Let me know in the chat if you use ProPresenter. We at Harvest uses ProPresenter for our screens and our projections, right? ProPresenter is one of the most used displayed software for churches. Easy Worship, absolutely. I've heard of Easy Worship. I've seen Easy Worship, and they're great. They're a great alternative. There are many alternative solutions for ProPresenter, and Easy Worship is one of them. Absolutely. So motion graphics work with pretty much everything or anything that you use. So if you're using Easy Worship, which is right there, if you're using Resolume, which is another higher kind of level of projection software, is Resolume, LED wall processors, right? Or projectors in-house if you're displaying directly from PC or computer. They work with any specific presentation software that you may have, because it's versatile. You could simply download a motion graphic and upload it, attach it to any of these software presentation softwares, and they'll be good to go. For ProPresenter, I'll give you an example. We have hundreds of motion graphics within our library, hundreds of them, and we created sub playlists and we organized them. And our motion graphics are organized by chorus, by bridge, build-ups. If we want to showcase a cross, showcase the word Jesus, showcase an Easter background, whatever it is, communion, whatever it is, it's categorized in playlists within ProPresenter. And we just simply take the motion graphic we want, drag it behind the lyric screen that we want, and that's it. And it's very easy to use. You can use it in the majority of software applications that you guys use already. And it's pretty easily functionable. All right. Here's how we use them. Select a visual that match the tone of your service. And this is good. And this is really important because you don't want an upbeat, flashy graphic when the worship song just started. You got the first few choruses coming on. You know what I mean? You got it's building up. You don't want it to be as distracting, but you want it to set the tone, match the rhythm of your worship. All of this is very important, guys. And you don't also want a slow build up of a motion graphic while the worship is going on, while worship is getting excited, while the Spirit of God is moving. You don't just want the same old motion graphic on loop. You want to be able to build from that. And I'm going to show you guys what that looks like. So if you go within the portal, right, if you go within the portal on the resources, you're going to see here that we added a motion graphic under our resources. You guys see that? So now our community members, you guys, are able to download and use these motion graphics for free. This is graphics that people pay for. These are graphics that companies charge for. But I thank God for the partnership with Sunday Screens to be able to present and give you guys these graphics for free. And so it's easy to download. So you just simply go into the motion graphic folder in the resources tab in the portal, and then you could just download it. And so this is a perfect example of what a motion graphic looks like, right? Just simple. This is the word Jesus, and it's just on rotation. It's a loop, right? And that's a great buildup or a great hype moment, because you wouldn't want to put a text or a lyric in front of this because it'll get washed with the white lettering of Jesus in the background. So this is just a screen or a moment. Uh-oh, did I go black on you guys? There you go. This is just for a perfect for a screen or a moment for a highlighted moment during the worship set. Now, if you want to start off with something more elegant or softer, you can go with a motion graphic like this, right? This is a more softer motion graphic. Easy, great for lyrics, great for text on screen, great for the sermon. You can use motion graphics like this. This is called gradient, right? And we have plenty of more here. For now, we only have 5, but we're giving all of them away for free. Rings, motion graphic. This is nice, elegant, right? Really, really nice. And then we have another one. And this is for the clouds, right? This is nice too. Great during worship. When you have your text there for worship, for your lyrics. And then we also have, lastly, vortex. I see this like a youth service. You want to play around with it. A young adult service. Something that's fun, energetic, right? You can use this motion graphic for that. And these motion graphics, it's been used in stadiums. These motion graphics have been used in big auditorium settings. People like Carrie Job, Cody Carnes have used these same motion graphics that you guys are getting access to for free. So if you don't take advantage of it, listen, I don't know. It's there. Take advantage of these motion graphics because it's just a great opportunity just to dive into it. So you select the visual that matches the tone. You add them as a background for your lyrics and transitions. You loop them behind scriptures or message points. Yeah, absolutely. You're welcome. You loop them behind your scriptures, right? We pretty much loop our motion graphics behind our worship fonts and our worship lyrics. And then use specific graphics for sermon series to build up visual identity. right? Making sure that it's not just any graphic that you're using, but that it matches your identity, your church identity, your tone, right? Not every church is modern, not every church is up to date, and that's okay. If that's your church, that is totally fine. But pick a motion graphic that matches your church. Pick one that matches your church. If you see a flashy motion graphic that may not fit with your church, that's okay. If your church is majority youth and young adults and a flashy motion graphic is fine, that's okay as well. But the option is there. All right. Here's a tip. Use motion loops that are seamless so they don't distract the viewer within sudden stops or changes. These motion graphics that we provided, they have a seamless loop. So that way you don't have to, it doesn't like glitch or go back when it gets restarted and you kind of see like a glitch and that becomes a distraction. But these are distraction-free motion graphics. So they're looping seamlessly. So no viewer or audience gets distracted during worship, during the sermon. This is very important, right? You guys are good? All right, let's move on. This is the ending of the question here. Where can you get them? Where can you get these motion graphics? So there are several resources, companies that offer great high quality motion graphics. However, not only because we've partnered with them, but because we've been using their motion graphics for a few weeks now. And can I tell you, they build up our worship experience. And these groups of people is called Sunday Screens, and they provide a wide variety of motion graphics. Not only that, they also offer 4K resolution graphics. So it's not HD, it's not 720, it's not SD quality, it's 4K quality graphics. If you have a large LED wall, a large LED screen, if you have a large projector, 4K quality motion graphics would be ideal so you do not lose quality. If you have a smaller projector, a smaller screen, then maybe HD quality would work fine for you in terms of space, but the 4K option is also available for you if you want to download that. So these are one of the top platforms for worship motion graphics, and we're giving you access to 5 of them. We're giving you 5 free sample packs inside of the Church Launch portal. And within Sunday Screens, they have hundreds of collections with HD and 4K loops. And again, like mentioned, there's visuals used by Kerry Job, Cody Carnes, The Belonging Code, Hillsong Church. We all know Hillsong, right? These graphics were used in their setting and in their church. And again, they're perfect for song buildups, altar moments, and visuals that don't distract. So I want to bring you guys to how Sunday Screens look. This is their template. Again, distraction-free worship background for every moment. That's their motto, right? They provide a wide range of distraction-free motion graphics. All right, I'm gonna let that build up for a little bit. There you go. Worked with a lot of known people in churches that we know today. Okay, designed for your screen. It fits multiple dimension ratios of screens, and it'll elevate your overall presentation. I mean, guys, if you just look at the visuals alone, it's just hundreds of visuals. I'm gonna let this reload. Hold on. Did I go black on you guys? All right. Sorry, guys. I'm coming back up. 1 second. 1 second. 1 second. Sorry about this. It should pop up on the. Oh, God. Okay. You guys see me? Let me make sure that we are good to go. Sorry about that. Supposed to pick up the virtual cam. 1 second, y'all. All right. Anyways, we'll do this a little bit differently. Sorry for the technical difficulties. We're gonna be presenting. Okay. So we're gonna have to switch it up a little bit. You guys got this? So there's a separate screen. There's a separate screen for monitoring. All right, you guys got that? Cool. Okay, cool. So sorry about that hiccup. So they provide a wide range of motion graphics here. Wide range. And not only that, but something that they do that I enjoy a lot is they provide different styles. So as I was saying, the build up would allow you to start with a more slower graphic, and they kind of show you here, and then it builds up to a higher, more intense graphic for different worship moments. So you start off with the chorus, you lead into bridge, and then it starts. Well, you start off with the verses, lead into bridge, you end with the chorus, hype moments. So they provide hundreds of styles within the one kit, right? And that's just one version, one option within their hundreds of motion graphics here. See, start with the verse. That's probably for the verses. Bridge, chorus, it's more louder and louder. Make sense? So it's different, right? It builds with the song. It builds with it. So hundreds of motion graphics you can get connected with today. All Sunday screen visuals are built for seamless looping and can be scaled for LED walls, projector, and live streams. What do you guys use? I'm curious. What do you guys use for your presentations? Do you guys use a projector, a TV, an LED screen, an LED wall? Right? Let me know in the comments. What do you guys use? Because I'm curious. As you guys do that, not only did we work with Sunday screens, Jordan said we use a projector. That's great. We have a projector as well at our church, and it's displaying 1420 by 1080, and it's perfect. Projectors are great, right? And we have a thread here. You guys do as well. That's perfect. We have a thread here within the portal that speaks about within our Instagram that speaks about LED walls versus projectors. And legit, it speaks about the pros and cons. So you could go through this thread. Let me see if I can share the link here. You can go through this thread. It legit teaches you guys. Sorry, I can't share. Oh wait, yes I can. It legit teaches you guys the difference between them. The really core difference is just the quality, and also when lights are displayed. If you're not losing that quality, if the lights are not too bright, then a projector would work. Projectors are better for like lower light settings and stuff like that. So go to that thread. It's great. We have a special offer for you guys. The Sunday screens is not free. If you want access to the entire catalog of Sunday screens, they have two plans: $50 plan for HD and $100 plan for 4K visuals. But they have partnered with us to offer you guys a 50% off discount. You're not getting this anywhere else. Scan the QR code, get access to this. If you want the access to hundreds of motion graphics and you want 50% off, that means you can get 4K quality graphics. Instead of $100, you can only pay $50 by using the code CHURCHLAUNCH. Use the code CHURCHLAUNCH at checkout. You will get 50% off. Right? This is as an exclusive offer. They told us just for the Church Launch community, just for y'all, because you guys joined the webinar. You guys are getting first dibs to this promotion. Right? Scan the QR code, get connected. I'm going to give you guys the link for Sunday screens. You can use that link to download, and I'm sending the links on the chat. You can use that link to get access to these screens, but make sure you use the code CHURCHLAUNCH. You get 50% off. Even if you want to start off with $50 a month, with 50% off, you start off at $25 a month. We're saving you guys 50% to give you guys access to hundreds of graphics that a lot of churches, bigger churches, Hillsong churches have used in the past. All right, get access to that just for you guys, because you guys have joined us first within the webinar. Then I'll send it over to the community members later after that. That sounds good, guys? Thumbs up. You guys are good. That sounds good, right? I love that they have you got it, bro. You got it. It's something that I'm just grateful for, that they'd allowed us to give us a promotion like this. If you were looking at a motion graphic before, if you're looking to subscribe to one, maybe your church is already paying, like my church was already paying for a subscription for one, you can cancel that. You can cancel that and get 50% off, and you would get access to hundreds of motion graphics that gives you a variety of templates within those packs. Not only that, y'all, we have also heard the cries and the concerns of many people that want more in-depth help. They want more in-depth help. They want that one-on-ones with us. And this is a great way to do that. We're now offering coaching calls, right? Alongside with that, we are offering coaching calls. Let me paste that link there for y'all in the chat. These coaching calls are one-on-ones with us. We get hundreds of DMs. Our DMs get flooded. We get emails asking for help. I'm not lying, guys. I'm not lying. Asking for help, wanting to level up their live stream. And we can't get to every DM because there's legit hundreds and legit. And I'm grateful for that. God is good for that. I'm not using that to boast. What I am using that for is just to show y'all that if we're not getting to you, we apologize. But just know that there's hundreds of them. We're trying our best to get to them. We're trying our best to answer all those solutions. We go throughout the days just answering DMs. But if you want a sit down private conversation with me from Church Launch and just breaking down, giving tailored solutions for your church's media problems, use a coaching call. Scan the QR code, click the link on the chat. However you want to get connected. Limited spots for July and August. There's only limited spots. You can go through custom tech and media solutions built for your church. Live stream setup. If you have no idea how to start your live stream for your church, we would help you with that. I'll help you set up, and I will teach you everything that YouTube would not teach you. I will teach you everything that maybe YouTube would teach you, but it's scattered of YouTube videos. I remember getting started. There was no place to get help. There was no community to help us. That's why we're passionate about offering a community where now 1,800 people, guys, 1,800 people have joined our community for the glory of God. People are getting connected all over the world, asking for help, getting help for their media, right? And we could only respond to so many. We could only respond to so much. As you can see, there's flooded of comments, flooded of DMs wanting help for their media. If you want that one-on-one, coaching calls are the way to do it. Connect with us, 30-minute session. If you need more time than 30 minutes, we can go over a little bit. That I'm easy to work with. Book it. It's only here for a limited time, July and August, summertime, and that is it. We're going to eliminate it from there on, depending on how it works, but it's looking like just for the summer, July and August, and that's it. You get the volunteer teams. You probably got a live stream, but maybe you're saying, how do I build up from here? How do I create a media team? How do I get started with building a team? I don't know roles. I don't know responsibilities. We'll teach you that. We'll teach you those roles. We'll teach you media director roles, audio engineer roles. We'll teach you all that. Yes, there is a spot to book. Scan the QR code or click the link. It'll legit direct you to where you can book your time and your date.